Good morning, brothers and sisters. This video this morning is more of a reminder to myself, first and foremost, as well as a reminder to anyone who's listening, who watches this video. We need to make sure to remember that God commanded us to love and pray even for the people who enter our lives and then leave, as if almost they just were never in our lives to begin with. Whether that person came into your life as a friend, as a spouse, as a partner, or in whatever capacity. And if they ended up hurting you and then they left or you broke up with them, whatever the case may be. If it was a friend who talked behind your back, gossiped, lied to you, hurt you, broke your trust, even that person you're supposed to still love and pray for. It's something that's been on my mind this morning because when I woke up, there was someone who I've been texting over the past couple days, and my phone has a setting to where it tells me when they silence their notifications. So this morning, I noticed that they specifically silenced the notifications, the text that I send them. A little bit of a backstory, this individual, I've talked about in other videos. Her name is Liz, aka Gremlin, aka Spicy Chicken Nugget. We met each other in Alaska several years ago. We were working at the same place. I was a crisis therapist. She was in a different position in a different program within the same job. And we got to know each other. During that time, she actually was one of the reasons why I ended up not taking my own life. The day we met, I had brought a 9mm and put it in my desk at work. And that day, I locked my office door, put the 9mm to my head, pulled the trigger, and it jammed right there. 100%. It jammed, and I didn't understand what was going on because the night before, I had practiced, did some target shooting with a whole clip. Clip worked just fine. It never jammed. I cleaned it, took it apart, put it back together, so the gun was fine. But the gun jammed in my office when I tried to kill myself. 10 minutes later, Liz, aka Gremlin, came to my office, and another coworker was with her, and we were introduced to each other. From that moment on, we became friends very quickly. We realized we had the same hobbies, or a lot of the same hobbies, same interests. We liked the same things, same movies, Dungeons and Dragons. We liked going outside, going on walks, going to coffee shops, journaling, sketching. We had a lot of the same things when it came to just personality even, and things we like to do. And so we became friends very quickly. After a couple of months, we transitioned from being friends to being romantic partners. We were together for a little bit more than a year, but things ended because of my mental health. My schizophrenia during that time was going up and down in terms of severity. Some days were good. Some days were just really, really tough for her. And due to my illness, she had become less of a partner and more of a caregiver, to where she was buying groceries, taking care of bills, paying my medication, my therapy bill. She was the one taking care of everything. And so she was filling the role, like I said, as more of a caregiver than a partner. And that put a lot of stress on her. I know it did. And because I understand, I'm not mad at what happened. I actually understand what happened and why she did what she did. So just with the overall situation and my mental health, she ended things. So we broke up, stopped being romantic partners. We still continued to be friends after that. And then I moved to Minnesota, where I am now. This is the part where I want to remind people, no matter what happens with that relationship with someone, we're still commanded to love and pray for them, even if things don't work out, even if you're not with them, even if you break up, whether they break your heart, you break their heart, whatever the case is, we're still commanded to love and pray for them. And so when I was when I moved to Minnesota, December of last year, 2024, I had the worst psychotic episode I've ever had. Like, it was really bad. And it got to the point that I accused Gremlin, Spicy Chicken Nugget, of wanting to hurt me, of having ill intentions. I accused her of hiding things from me. I was so paranoid and delusional that I pushed her away. And it got to the point that I was going to kill myself. I was going to try to kill myself again. And she was begging me to go to the hospital, and I refused. I refused to listen to her because my illness at that time had overtaken my mind and just my overall thought process. So I wasn't really thinking for myself at all. I didn't even feel like I was the one thinking. And so I refused to go to the hospital, and that pushed her away indefinitely. To where when she realized I wasn't going to seek help, I wasn't going to get help, she put up a wall. She told me straight away that because of your decision, I am not going to talk to you, I'm not going to text you, I'm not going to call you, I'm not going to email you, I'm not going to FaceTime you. I am not going to interact with you whatsoever unless you go get help. And that was really the end of our friendship right there. And again, it was because of my actions, my behaviors. A lot of the people that enter your life and leave your life and walk away, it is because of your behavior. A lot of the time, it's not them, it's you, it's us. We are putting people in positions around us that they might feel uncomfortable with, they might disagree with, they might just feel hurt by our actions. And so it's like, people, stop blaming other people for the decisions you're making. And that's what happened. So our friendship ended there during Christmas. And I've told this in other videos, but during Christmas, that's when my life was saved, when I was rescued, when God anointed me and pulled me out of the gutter, dusted my shoulders off, dusted me off, and really gave me strength and courage and hope, to where I accepted Jesus Christ during Christmas, and I promised to follow him till the very end, in this life and the next. And it was during that darkest moment of that worst psychotic episode I've ever had, to where I found Christ. And since that moment, my life, my mental illness, my schizophrenia has never been the same as it was. If you do a scale of 0 to 10, like 10 being really severe, like the highest my schizophrenia has been, since that period, that moment of time, maybe a 3 or a 4. Like, it's been there, but it's not been anywhere close to what it was. But going back to this conversation, I've been emailing Liz, just, once on the weekends, telling her that I'm praying for her, that I love her, unconditionally. And one of the reasons, because Jesus Christ commands me to love her unconditionally. And it was my birthday this past week. She finally texted me, and it was one of the few times she did, wishing me a happy birthday. And I've texted her back, but there's no response. I know she's told me that, I still want to be friends, and it's like, okay, cool. If you do, great. If you don't, I accept that too. But I'm just making this video to remind you guys of something I was reminded this morning, that the people who come into our lives and stay, or the people even who come into our lives and leave, we're commanded to love and pray for them. We're commanded to be good role models to them, so that maybe we can be the one to plant this seed in their heart that allows them to be like, I want to get to know Christ. I want to go towards Christ. But guys, I love you so much. Much love.